Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. Tonight I am visiting a beer that I have not had since probably what? Let's calculate back a little bit. I'm going to say 2007. So we're talking 12 years, ladies and gents, 12 years. And prior to that point in time, I used to drink this like it was going out of fashion. I stopped drinking it for no real reason, but I do remember the last time I drank it, and the last time I did drink it, I had barely taken a couple of swigs out of the bowl. It was in the bowling alley in Lowestoft, as it happens, and my ex-wife, which is probably one of the reasons why she's now an ex, her and her sister decided that they would top up this particular beer with Fanta. Needless to say, it didn't go down well. Now, I love orange in ale now, when it's done right, but Fanta and this beer do not work. The beer in question, well, it's the classic. It is Newcastle Brown Ale. And as you can see there on the bottle, I paid £1.89 from my local corner shop. It is a brown ale, and it's brewed to 4.7% ABV. And it says drink cold. Well, it's cold. Now, I don't... Yeah, the old blue label, or the little star on the back, is meant to go blue at 12 degrees C. Now this is just not literally in the last couple of minutes come out of the fridge, so I would say the label doesn't work. Anywho, it says, and I'm going to try and translate the Geordie, it says, did you know Newcastle Brown Ale is affectionately known as dog by those in the know? I'm going to see a man about a dog, and I'm taking the dog for a walk, but often used by Geordie men as an excuse for visiting their local to sample their beloved tipple. There we are. I must admit, I used the phrase going to see a man about a dog for something else entirely. It's totally safe for work, although you wouldn't want to video it or anything like that. Going for Dr. Dash. Anyway, yeah. There we are. It is a beer that I was very familiar with for many, many years, as are many people on the face of this planet. I remember it being quite tasty back then, but like I say, 12 years is a long time to not have sampled a beer. So let's crack her open and see what we get. Is it as good as I remember, or has it changed? I've heard a few people say that beers change over the years, and some of them I'm inclined to agree with, but I've not sampled brown ale for a while, so we'll soon see. The pour is as expected. It's brown ale. There we are. We have a mahogany brown pint with a finger of off-white head, reasonably compact, you know, lightly carbonated, clear as a bell. It looks like it did. Does it smell like it did? Hard to say. It doesn't smell different. It smells as I vaguely remember it. Malty, yeah, very malty. A little bit of hop coming through, but mostly malt. Let's have a taste. Cheers. It tastes sweeter than I remember. I mean, obviously I've got 12 years of other beer in between, but I vaguely recall it having a slightly more bitter edge. Not quite as sweet as this. I mean, the flavour is predominantly malt, don't get me wrong. I'm not getting a huge amount of hop, never did, from memory. But it's a lot sweeter malt. I remember it being a bit more roasted, a little bit darker, a little bit more... je ne sais quoi. A little bit more roasted and bitter. That said, it's still a decent ale. I I do though tend to gravitate towards hoppier beers nowadays, but on occasion a brown ale will go down well. A malty beer is a nice beer if it's done right, and this one is no exception. It's tasty. It is a sweeter malt than I prefer, but I'm not going to knock it. It's not bad. It's not bad. Although it's not quite as I remember. I remember it being, as I say, a little bit roastier, a little bit darker, a little bit more bitter. Things change over the years, so do memories. It could be exactly as it was, but 12 years, like I say, is a long time. But I will say this, it's infinitely better without the Fanta. Yeah, not bad. Memories of good beer, and maybe not so quite good times, because over the years I drank an absolute shed load of this in pubs, clubs, you name it. As a teenager, I used to drink it in Dartford Park, alongside Caffrey's and the likes, and a bit of White Lightning, as you do. And many Friday, Saturday nights as a teenager were lost to the brown ale. I drank more of this growing up than probably I have done in my adult life. And according to this, it was awarded the... What does it say here? In 1928, awarded to Newcastle Breweries Limited the Beer Competition Championship Prize. So there we are. So it's won awards. It's not a bad drop, you know. If you like a malty beer, as I said, I prefer them hoppier, but on occasion, you know, times such as this, when you want to kind of just have something, a bit of a blast from the past, a Newcastle Brown Ale would fit the bill. So, excuse me, ladies and gents, before I go waffling away, I'm going to give you a bit of a score. Would I buy this again? I've bought it many times over the years, so yeah, I'm going to go and buy it again. Would I rush out and buy it again? I think the fact that I haven't bought it in 12 years would kind of indicate probably not. So, yeah, I wouldn't give it much more than a 4. Would I give it any more than a 4? That's the question. I don't know. It doesn't fit my particular penchant nowadays for hoppy, bitter, piney, resinous beers. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to give Newcastle Brown Ale still very respectable 3.5 out of 5. So there we are. Newcastle Brown Ale. Many of you know what it's like. Many of you probably have similar memories to me of the brown ale and the morning after. I'll leave it at that. Ladies and gents, thanks for watching. I've been Nick, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye.